Hey Crafty fam, how's it going? It is Alex Vanover, and today is the day that we have all been waiting for, the logo launch party. I am so excited to hang out with you guys and spend the whole evening with you. You guys, this is going to be so much fun. So let me know if you can hear me okay and see me okay. Let me know if anything's funky with any of that, and we will get into this stuff super quickly because it's going to be a long live, but you guys, I'm seriously like over the moon excited to hang with you. So let me know where you're joining me from, and we will get started here in just a minute. As you can see, I have my wine with me already and my water. It's going to be a long live, so I felt like I needed to have both. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Mom. I am so excited, you guys. Hi, Wild Angel and Wendy and Beverly and Debbie. So many of you are already here. Oh my gosh, 37 of you already. You guys are wild. I am literally so excited. Hey, Shay. Hey, Linda. Good, good. Hi, Lauren and Laura. I'm so excited you guys are here. Oh my gosh. I can't believe today is the day. It's one of those things where like when it actually goes to like event day, it's almost unbelievable that you're already there. Even though this hasn't been like planned for that long, I just can't believe it. Hi, Monica and Tony from Atlanta. Very cool. Oh my gosh, y'all are blowing this chat up. Hey, Sheila. I'm glad you're here. And Betty and Susan. Okay, Kayla said if anyone is having issues hearing or seeing, close out completely and come back. Sometimes YouTube's a little funky with stuff like that, so make sure that you follow that advice if you're having any issues. Hey, Alicia and Jasmine. Hi, Letitia and Alana and Sheena. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Hey, Jessica and Renee. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be here all night saying hi to all of you guys. So if you guys will give me just a second, I am going to send some links over to Miss Kayla so she can drop them for you. Oh, Ruth said she's got her Thin Mints, Milanos, and milk. She's ready to go. Yes, sis. So I have my Pinot Grigio. I wanted to make a margarita, but I did not have time. Hey, Tammy and Journey and Charla and Heidi. So this is my drink of choice tonight, but I also do have water, because you guys know I get a little choked up sometimes when I do all this talking, so I wanted to make sure I had backup drinks just in case I needed them. Hey, Mia. Oh my gosh. Mia said she's ordering In-N-Out for the family. I was just talking to my husband about that. I've never been to In-N-Out. Never. And there's actually, they put one in my hometown after I moved away. So I feel like I need to go home and try it because people are always talking about how amazing it is. It's like one of those bucket list things that I really want to try. Hey, Elizabeth, she said, does the Cricut Maker have Adobe Illustrator? So Elizabeth, that's a totally separate thing. Adobe Illustrator is an Adobe product. So you have to have an Adobe subscription in order to use it. But you can create SVGs using Adobe Illustrator and then move it into Cricut Design Space if you want to. Ooh, Anita said she's got homemade wine. She's got 3 going right now. I'm coming to visit you, Anita. That sounds like fun. Kayla said she's sipping ice water and nerds. Now, I did contemplate a snack for this evening, but if you guys could see my table, it is literally full of stuff. And I decided since I'm going to be working with my mug press, that probably wasn't the best decision. I honestly feel a little sketchy about having wine and water on the same table as my iPad, 2 cell phones, a laptop, and my mug press on the same table. Made me a little bit nervous, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. We're just going to be really, really careful. Yeah, Mia said go home for a visit. I agree. Okay, so let me grab some links for Miss Kayla. I will give everyone another couple of minutes to join us to make sure that if you are here for the giveaway, that I've got a few more people here. And then I am going to announce these winners. You guys, I'm literally so excited. Yeah, and let me know in the comments what your drink is. Journey says hers is ice water too. Hey, listen, no hate. I've got water right here too, because in case you guys have never heard me say that before, I drink like 100 ounces of water a day. So I'm a diehard water girl. And then if I drink anything else, it has to be like, I have to get my water first and then I drink whatever else, like Diet Coke or wine or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so give me 2 shakes. Everyone let me know what your drink is, and then we will get into this party. I'm so excited. Hey, Mackie, I'm so glad that you're here. There you go. Catherine said, just drink it up quickly, and then no worries about spilling. Seriously. Now, granted, my glass is a little full for that. That might I can't really guarantee the results of the live if I have that. Someone suggested that I have a margarita and wine during the live, and I was like, I don't know how that would go over. Not that it wouldn't be fun, but it would be more of a traditional party rather than like a YouTube live party. And I'm assuming you guys want to craft, so I don't know about water and wine together, or wine and margaritas together. That could be really, really wild. Ooh, Amy's cleaning her office. Good for you, Amy. Yes. Oh, listen, it's school night, so water for me. Hey, I feel you, sis. I feel you. All right, give me 2 shakes. Let me fix all that out. Ooh, Mackie said he's got Dutch Brothers. That's awesome. Okay, let me think. Yeah, Pinot Grigio is kind of just what I had in my fridge, to be honest. I didn't make like a big, wild, exciting decision about that one. It kind of was just easy for me. I was hoping, even though I started, guys, at like 6:45 setting up for this live, and even after that, I still didn't make it to make a margarita, even though I really, really wanted to, which is hilarious to me. Cracks me up. All right, Kayla, through Facebook Messenger, I'm sending you some stuff, okay? Hang tight. Kayla asked me to send her links before we got started, and y'all, I was like, I have to get started. So I'm sending her some stuff now before we get rolling. I can't see your comments, so I will be right back. Hope that one is the right one. You guys, I am so excited to give away these prizes. I had so much fun, like giving you guys sneak peeks every day, and they're all shoved in my closet right now, for the most part. And so I was like cracking up with like, my closet is literally full of stuff. Oh, also guys, we have to talk, okay? Especially you and me, Ruth, because I promised you guys I was going to do a craft room tour, and I filmed a 20-minute craft room tour. And then technology decided to hate me. And Kayla, you got everything in your Facebook Messenger. Technology decided to hate me, and nothing would upload. Like, I tried Google Drive. I tried actually going on my phone and like grabbing the file off using a USB cord. I tried Dropbox. I signed up for like a free trial of Dropbox and everything, and I literally could not get the video to transfer. So I have an idea, and we'll get to that in a few minutes, but be thinking, if you guys want me to just like pick up my iPad, I can walk you around the room and show you, because my microphone's attached to my iPad, so I have to use that. But I have a camera on my iPad if you guys want me to do it. The only problem is it's going to be a little bit shaky. I use a gimbal when I use my cell phone, which keeps everything really steady and really just really even, whereas with my iPad, I'm just going to be using the camera. So be thinking about if you want a craft room tour or if you want to do a different video. I'm really sorry. I tried so hard, you guys, for like over an hour to get it to work, and I finally just threw in the towel. Thanks, Shay. She said the prizes are great for sure. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth is drinking tequila with a squirt of lemon. That is my style, sister. You and me be good friends. Amy said, my son is helping me. He just gave a look when you said my name. His name is Brody. Hi, Brody. Thanks for joining us with your mom. That's awesome. Charlotte said I had to step away for a sec. Got a glass of Stella Rosa Black. Yes. Okay. I like your style. Kayla said Black Friday repeat. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Susan is partying hard with a cup of tea. Listen, you can have a tea party, Susan. I'm not mad about that. Ooh, Catherine's got Pepsi and pizza. Okay, you guys are doing it right. I like how you do. Hey, is it Renee O'Brien? Is that how you say your name? She said from Cincinnati. That's where I'm from. How cool. Hi, Margaret. Lynn said, took some great pictures at the Garth Brooks concert years ago, then found out he didn't have film in the camera. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Thanks, Ruth. She said, don't stress about me. I understand technology can have a mind of its own, but I appreciate that, because I literally was like, oh my gosh, Ruth literally just commented yesterday that she was excited about the craft room tour, and here I am messing it up. The tour will just feel like we've had one too many. See, I agree, Laura. It's really, really hard to keep it steady. That's why I love, if you guys have never, okay, you guys probably don't do video like me, so it's probably not something you need, but I got a gimbal, I think last year for my birthday, and I had no idea how helpful it would be, but you guys, I am literally, like, it's so helpful having one of them, and it's only like $120. In my mind, gimbals were going to be so expensive, and it was going to be like this whole thing, but it's really not even that difficult to get a hold of. Mine was from Amazon, so definitely recommend if you have one of those. Okay, so we will wait and talk about the craft room tour in a couple of minutes. You guys be thinking. I know, gotta love technology, happens all the time. Okay, so who is ready to hear who are my 5 winners for the logo launch giveaway? So like I told you guys, the giveaway ended, so in case you guys are watching this on the replay, the logo launch giveaway ended at 5 p.m. Eastern time today, which at this current time was about 3 hours ago, because I wanted time to create a graphic for all of you guys so that I can actually put your names on the screen. Because I know sometimes when you go through, and you watch these videos like later on, it can be really confusing and it can be hard to understand what I said. So I have an actual graphic with all of the winners' names, and that's why I wanted to do that. So, someone asked about my vinyl holder, Ruth. I don't know if I saw that comment, but yes, I have a whole tutorial on how to make one of these. It's what holds my HTV over there. Awesome. Aunt Vina's Gifts is ready. Okay, good. All right, guys, drum roll, please. Just like, what is it? Is it Christmas Story style? No, it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when they go. Hey, Mysterious Maker, thanks for joining us. I'm so excited you're here just in time for the giveaway. All right, guys, I'm going to flip the graphic over on the screen, and then I'm going to read all the winners, okay? Here we go. Congratulations to the 5 winners of the logo launch giveaway. The winner of the acrylic prize pack from Third Degree Laser is Amanda Courtney Hoff. The winner of the DIY Alex entire printed pattern collection is Shauna Mixon. The Globius Cup Turner winner is Samantha Martz. I hope I said that right, Martz. The Cricut Mystery Box of, like, the Mermaid Teal Cricut Mystery Box winner was Julie Berry. And the Gold Cricut Cutie and $50 Amazon gift card is Tammy Valley. So congratulations to all of you. I'm so excited. I hope that you love your prizes. So I'm going to keep that up for just a second while I keep talking to make sure that everybody can see it. But the way that this is going to work is that I'm going to email you guys after this live concludes. I have all your email addresses here, whatever you registered with on Rafflecopter, and I need you to respond within 24 hours to me with your shipping address so that I can get these sent out to you, okay? So super exciting. I'm so glad. And thank you guys so much for playing along. There were over 3,000 entries into this giveaway, which is insane to me. Now, granted, if you did all 6 of them, it counted all 6 of them for each of you. So that's not necessarily 3,000 people, but still, that is crazy, you guys. So thank you so much for everyone who participated, and thank you guys for being excited for the winners. Even if it wasn't you, I know it can be really, really disappointing. But I had so much fun putting this together. Thank you guys for being so happy and excited for everyone, because that is really where it's at. But don't worry, this isn't going to be my last giveaway. My policy on that is that I kind of do, I like to do giveaways, but when I do them, I like to do them big. I know a lot of people do a lot of giveaways, and that's fine. I don't have any issue with that or anything like that, because I think it's really generous. But you tend to get a lot of copycat accounts. Like, I've seen that a lot on Instagram and stuff like that. And sometimes I guess you still do, depending on if you're bigger. But I just try to keep my giveaways to a little bit more limited, a little bit more few and far between, so that I can save up and get you guys bigger prizes and better prizes. So it's definitely not the last one. In fact, Globius reached out to me, because I bought that cup turner, but they reached out to me about maybe wanting to do another cup turner giveaway. So I was maybe thinking an epoxy tumbler giveaway. This wine is having y'all have me telling all your secrets. I was thinking about that. I've got some other ideas in mind, so stay tuned. Don't worry. This definitely isn't your last opportunity to win. So yeah, those are our winners, and that's out of the way. So now let me know who is excited to see, oh, worries. Yes, Beverly, I will email everyone, and I'll put the winners back up on the screen, so don't worry about it. What was I going to say, guys? Oh, okay. So next we need to do the actual logo launch, the actual branding launch. And so what I did is I recorded my screen. I created a little presentation for you, and I recorded my screen. So I'm going to play that over top this live here in just a second. I will be able to talk to you guys in the comments, but I can't actually hear what I'm saying. So if you have any questions or any comments, definitely drop them in the comments. I can still read them, but I will not be able to hear you as the video is playing over top, and it is pre-recorded. So if you ask me a question live, that's why I'm not answering it. But who's ready to see my new logos and all that stuff? I know it's not a complete secret because you guys have already seen some of that, but I'm so excited to show you guys everything all together. I got excited just creating this presentation for you because I think it's going to be so fun. So fun. So yeah, let me know if you guys are ready, and if I see that you are, then we'll get started with that. That's maybe, I want to say it was like 10 minutes or something, so not super long. Yeah, Lori said she'd love another Tumblr giveaway. I would love to too. Yes, absolutely. Okay, you guys are letting me know that you're ready, so I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to play this video. Let me know if you're having any problems with audio or anything in the comments. I'll be in the comments answering your questions, and we'll be back live here in just a minute. So let's check out all of the new DIY Alex branding. I am so excited to share all of this with you guys. First, take a look at this mood board. This mood board was created by the brand designer, who is also my business coach, Holmes House Creative. If you guys are interested or you want to talk more about that, I can definitely share more. But basically, we began with a Pinterest board, and I pinned like 50 or 100 pins of things that I felt really encapsulated DIY Alex. And this is the mood board that Hannah created based on that. The theme of it was called Rustic Fairy Tale, which is absolutely perfect. And the feelings that it evokes are classy, aspirational, and sweet, which I think are all very true of DIY Alex. And everything about this board just makes me so stinking happy. And then you can see my color palette here at the bottom, which we'll get into the next slide. But I thought this was a great representation of who DIY Alex is, and where I started and where we're going. So on the next slide, you'll see my color palette. So my main colors are still pinks and purples. That's what I have always designed with, but I thought those were great, really pretty shades that go along with it. And then my accent colors are like a light teal and a dark teal, like Tiffany and Dragonfly, and then butterscotch and gold, which you guys know I love, like a pretty glam gold accent. So I think that's absolutely perfect. And then the neutral colors that really ground these colors and kind of calm them down are ivory, white, and ink, which I absolutely adore. I'll show you guys how I implement these in some other visuals further down in some of these slides. So here's a couple different versions of the logo. One of them is the main logo up at the top. You guys have already seen me utilize that. And then I have a secondary logo or a sub logo, and that just basically is a simplified version of the full logo. Another thing I really love about this is that this is like a square shape. So if I needed to use something in a square shape, for example, with my Amazon store, this is a much better fit than something like this where it's all rectangular. And then at the bottom, you guys have not seen me use this a whole lot just yet, but this is called the icon. And essentially, it's just a mini version of my logo. So you guys will see this change on my YouTube channel. Right now, I have the old DIY Alex logo always floating in the bottom right-hand corner of my videos. And now you're going to see this little DIY Alex icon. But I just think it's so cute, and I love how the hearts are all tied together, like the dots over this eye and the hearts in the main logo. It's just so perfect and such a great fit. Then you'll see these patterns, and I absolutely love playing with patterns. You guys know that. Patterns and color make me so happy. And so one of my main prints is leopard print. And the reason these are a little bit smaller is because I know you guys know what leopard print looks like. I wanted you to have a bigger view of this floral print, and we called it poppies. I don't really know if poppy is the right flower for that, but this floral print is just so cute. I have it in a ton of different color schemes, some without a stem like these over here, and then these here on the right do have a stem. They're just kind of some different colors. So this isn't all the color combinations that I have, but it is a lot of the color options, and the ones that you guys have seen me use, especially for promoting the logo launch and the giveaway. I have been using them like crazy. And then, of course, with branding, you also have your chosen fonts. And these are surprisingly simple, but I really, really like using simple fonts with branding because I think it just makes a lot more sense. I think it's a lot easier to read. I know a lot of us are tempted to use fonts like this one at the bottom, the Shelby Bold, as a lot of one of our main fonts, but ultimately a lot of script text is hard to read. So that's why Shelby Bold is just an accent text font. And this is an Adobe font, by the way, so you can use it in any of the Adobe products. And then these three are all Google fonts. So they're free, they're open on the internet, available to anyone. And if you are working on your branding or something like that, I recommend you guys use Google Fonts. Hannah, the brand designer, taught me this, that you can get them anywhere and they're free. So they're just much more accessible than some of the ones you may find on DaFont or, you know, wherever else us crafters get fonts from. So the titles and headers, which just means the bigger text, is going to be this Yanon Cafisats Bold. So I think how you say that. And then some of the subtitles and secondary headers are going to be the Source Sans Pro Semi-Bold. They don't have semi-bold on Canva, so this is actually just the regular. And then all the body text is going to be designs using just regular Source Sans Pro. So just really, really easy to read, really, really easy to see. But this takes out a lot of the guesswork and a lot of my graphics. I don't know about you guys, but if you design graphics for your business or whatever, you probably spend a lot of time choosing stuff like that. So having fonts to turn to is so much easier. That's why I loved this being included in the branding. And then I wanted to show you guys a couple of the ways that I've utilized my branding so far and a couple of examples now that you've seen some things. So these three right here are mainly Instagram templates, but I have two versions of these. There's like this fun slanted leopard version, and then there's a bunch of color versions of this one, but it's basically a square with these rectangles going through them. So it just makes the text really, really easy to see, and I love using them. Here's my Instagram story template that I've been using for Pro Tip Tuesday, which I haven't told you guys yet is actually switching to Pro Tip Thursday now that I'm doing videos on Tuesdays. So just something to keep in mind, but there's a couple of examples of how I've used it on social media and how I'll continue to use it. And then this is the most recent thumbnail on a YouTube video that I posted yesterday. And I just thought that the leopard print background is so fun. So I absolutely love it. And then I used some ivory leopard and my branding here on this business card that I designed for myself. It's more of like a social media business card, not like a traditional one. But I ordered some of these to carry with me so that whenever I meet people and talk to them about what I do, it's a lot easier to get connected with them later. So there's a couple of examples of some of the aesthetics lived out. And now we can talk about messaging, which is super, super fun. So you guys have probably seen in some of my logos underneath, it says Cricut Crafts and Southern Sass. And that is my new official slogan. And I think it's so fun and so fitting for DIY Alex. But branding is not just about slogans. It's also about other vocabulary and things that you say. So I didn't include everything that I identified in branding, but I wanted to include a couple of things you guys probably hear me say all the time, like Crafty Fam is the name that I call you guys, my DIY Alex community. I just think it's a fun name that helps you guys feel like a part of my family because you are. And then All the Hearts is the silly way that I tell you guys that I love you. All the hearts about everything and to you guys and all that fun stuff. And then another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about, because you may have heard me talk about it, but I don't know if I've like told everybody. Part of the branding process is really digging into your personal development and goal development for the business for DIY Alex. And so when I dug into a lot of that stuff further, I realized that it was really important to me to create more DIY wedding content because I just thought about my beginnings with the Cricut. You guys have probably heard my story about, beginning using my Cricut when I got engaged and wanted to DIY my wedding. And I just remember how confusing it was because I was brand spanking new to the Cricut. Cricut trying to make these visions in my head come to life, and it was really confusing. And it was also really satisfying on my wedding day when I saw all that stuff come together. I absolutely loved the way that it turned out. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything for you guys as far as like, it's not to say that DIY Alex is not still for the regular Cricut and die cutting crafter, because absolutely it is. You guys are just going to see more wedding content, and you've already seen more wedding content recently, you know, so occasionally maybe some of my tutorials won't apply to you guys if it's wedding stuff, but I have found that in a lot of wedding things, honestly, you guys can still use the techniques and the skills that I'm showing you for regular crafts too. For example, like the screen printing on can coolers was a recent one I did. You can still use that even if you're not making can coolers for your wedding favors. You know, I just used a wedding-y design and I referred to wedding favors, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make wedding favors using screen printing on can coolers. So you may see some other content like that, but that's perfectly fine. You guys may know I have over 100 videos on YouTube. I think there's like 130 or something like that at this point. So there's still tons of content for you guys to see, and there's still more fun things coming. I just wanted to let you know how important it is to me to make sure that I address and make content for DIY brides and DIY wedding crafts in general. So even if you're just helping plan a wedding, that is going to be for you as well. So that's my new brand. I hope you guys love the visuals, and let me know what you think about it in the comments. I probably should have unmuted myself, huh? Thank you guys. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, thank you, Shay. Shay, you literally just made my soul happy. She said, love how clear and focused your vision is. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I have to mute myself because otherwise you guys can hear me on top of the video. But I'm unmuted now. So, but yeah, thank you, Shay, because this has helped so much about getting clear with what I want to do with DIY Alex and how I can serve you guys better. And that's kind of how this all comes into one full circle moment, is that being able to invest in my branding was a big deal, because it's not a cheap thing to do, because I did get it professionally designed. I did not design any of that. But I'm able to do that because of your guys' love and support and your following. So thank you for that. That's why I wanted to do a big giveaway. But the ability that the fact that I redid my branding is beneficial to you guys as well, because it's really helpful for clarifying for me what I want to serve you with, what resources I want to create for you, what kind of content I want to make for you, and how I want to connect with you guys. So thank you so much for being a part of my crafty fam and for being along for the journey, because it's been a while. I started off like anybody else at 0, but I've been at this a little over 2 years. So even though I just went full time, Angie, you might want to close out and come back in. I don't know if you can hear that, but you might want to close out your browser and then come back to be able to see it. But I've been at this a little over 2 years. So even though I just went full time a couple of months ago, in fact, I think we just crossed 90 days not too long ago. But even though I just went full time, I've been at this for a while. So thank you for being along for the ride and for everything, that all of your love and support. There are so many of you guys that I know by name. I feel like we're already family because I know exactly who you are. And I may have never met you and I don't know what your face looks like, but I know your name and we've had lots of great and genuine conversations. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of my crafty fam and for being along this ride for me. And all of that good stuff. Yes, thank you, Kayla, for that suggestion in the chat, which would have made more sense because if you can't hear me, you probably can't hear my advice. Okay, so that's all the branding stuff that I have for you. So I'll wait just a second to see if you guys have any questions. And while we were sitting here, while I was watching the presentation with you guys, I think we're going to go ahead and skip the craft room tour tonight because I want to make sure that it's a good solid video and that I don't make anybody motion sick. I don't know if you guys, yes, agreed, Kayla. She said YouTube has been a snot lately. Yes, ma'am, because I have had some problems. But anyways, especially also, that's another topic, but Facebook has been killing me lately. It fought me with every single video I tried to share with you guys this week, which made me so mad because I spent so much time creating content for you guys that you couldn't see. But anyway, so yeah, I'll wait for a second to see if you guys have any questions, but I think we're going to skip the craft room tour because I will definitely do it another night though, absolutely, because I don't know about you guys, but I watch some YouTube videos and they make me a little motion sick and I'm not really one even to get motion sick. So if I am sensitive to that kind of stuff, I know there are some of you that are going to be motion sick. So I think we're going to wait until I can do it in a really smooth way, the way that I recorded it earlier. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Anita says she loves my giggle. Thanks, Anita. See, that's the Southern sass. I do a lot of hair flips. I feel like that fits perfectly into Southern sass. So, it doesn't look like you guys have any questions. So, let's move on to the next section of our little evening party. Oh, Kayla said, thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge with us and for being the sweetest. I feel like I've known you for years. Well, thank you, Kayla. I feel like I've known you too. And I really feel like that with a lot of you guys. Like I really do know, like I don't know who you are because I've never actually met you, but I know your names. I know who you are when you come across or when you message me. Obviously, I can also see our prior messages, but I really do know who you guys are and I really do feel like you're my family. So that's not just a marketing gimmick. Like that's for real. And I treat you guys and I try to talk about you guys like you are literally like my family or my physical customers because that's how I think of you. So I don't want you guys to think that like, I know that, you know, branding seems very formal and all that stuff, and that's good. It's all good stuff. But in the end, you guys are people to me. You're not fans, you're humans. Do you know what I mean? It can definitely be easy to kind of wrap those two together, but that's not what it's like for me. So anyways, as you can see, while you guys were watching my little video, I got out my Cricut Mug Press because we are doing round 2 with an Infusible Ink mug. I made a little template from Jennifer Maker's templates, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a minute. And it is an DIY Alex All the Hearts mug, and I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to flip you guys to my overhead camera, and we will get started with all of that fun stuff. Let me move my pad of paper out of the way. You guys, look how cute this pen is. I love using these. These are my wedding pens. That's right, Shay, a crafting family. Exactly. Well, you guys are so sweet. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us, Misty and Destiny. Lynn says, my name is different on Instagram, but my Instagram picture is me. Oh, yeah, okay. And I totally understand. I know some of you guys, especially because sometimes you're under your businesses and stuff like that. So sometimes I get a little bit confused from platform to platform, but I know who you are. I think that you're real people, and I exactly look at you that way. Okay, so enough talking. Let's get to some crafting. So I'm going to send you guys over to the overhead camera, and we're going to do this thing. It's going to be really fun. So I'm going to set my wine out of the way and my water. And I'm going to go ahead and let my my mug press be heating up. So I'm going to go ahead and lift up the handle. I don't know if that matters, but I'll go ahead and lift up the handle and turn on the power button. Tammy wants to know, have I tried the mug press with glass? You know, Tammy, I haven't, but I noticed that 143 Vinyl has one of those frosted beer stein things, and that looks like glass to me. So I am, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that. I am going into 143 Vinyl this week, and I'm going live with Heather on Thursday. So if you want to join us, please do. But we are going to be going live, and if that's the case, Tammy, I can pick one up if you want to see how that works, because I'm really excited to see how that works. Yeah, so if you guys have never seen the mug press, if y'all saw my live, God bless you. I didn't know that you have to activate your mug press before you use it. So it was a very long live, but it was a lot of fun. But I have learned from experience by now, and I've figured some stuff out. So my design is pre-cut on this Infusible Ink sheet. As you can see, there's little lines going all the way through it. And so I will show you guys how to do this in case you've never done it before. I'm excited. Kayla has met me, but she says she really is sweet and silly in person too. Definitely one of the most genuine and humble person ever. Oh, thank you, Kayla. You're so sweet. Ruth said, any idea what time you are going live with Heather? Funny story, Ruth. Me and Heather are getting lunch at noon before that. So I would say sometime between probably around 2. Originally, I have it on the calendar for 1, but I kind of doubt that we'll actually be live at 1. I would say 1:30 to 2:30 is probably a more accurate guess. And I think that we are going to be sublimating. That's what I told her I want to do. I don't know what the craft is going to be just yet, but that's going to be super fun. Ooh, yeah, Shay. She said the frosted glass mug that 143 Vinyl has, in case you guys haven't seen, they launched sublimation last week, and they have a ton of sublimation blanks. And Shay thinks that the frosted glass mug would be perfect for Father's Day, and that would be super cool. You're right. I'll have to pick one of those up. Okay, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We will do that. Okay, back to the overhead camera. We'll get started with this project. So I have already cut this out of Infusible Ink using my Cricut Maker, and I'll talk a little bit more about the template when you guys can actually see what the design looks like. Jennifer Maker has some really beautiful designs on her website, and that is what I used to make this mug. So let me just get my stuff out here and grab my pin pen weeding tool that I just dropped on the floor. Hang tight. Okay. So this is my pin pen in case you guys have never seen me use one of these before. I absolutely love this thing for weeding. This is my weeding tool of choice. I'm absolutely obsessed, including with Infusible Ink. You're welcome, Ruth. Okay, so basically, when you cut the Infusible Ink with your machine, it's going to cut the machine, and then if you have a template like this that makes it really, really easy, then you're going to also have your machine cut around the template itself. So this is one of the small Infusible Ink sheets that looks like this. I bought the small ones. You can also use the large ones, but this is a full roll of the small, and each one of these small boxes comes with 2, like, I guess, would you call it rolls or pieces of Infusible Ink? And I just like it because it doesn't use quite as much. This is the 12-ounce template, so it's a little bit on the smaller side. The 15-ounce template really does use most of the Infusible Ink on the sheet. So it's great. Yes, Kayla, and you can use Infusible Ink on the sublimation blanks. So if you don't want to invest in sublimation, I totally understand, but you can use Infusible Ink on the sublimation blanks. So if there's something that you're really excited about at 143, you can totally grab it and still use it even without a printer. So that, when I just removed the outside, now you guys can see what the full template looks like with both of the sides. We're going to end up weeding these little pieces off. Oh, that was fast. It's already heated up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start weeding around the sides. And I'll explain to you guys what I did here in just a second. Let me peel off the side and you guys will see what I'm talking about. So I wonder, the carrier sheet is quite a bit larger than I need it. But I may just, well, okay. I'm going to actually trim it off a little bit. Okay, it did kind of cut through, at least along the bottom. I don't want a ton of carrier sheet in my way because I don't want it to mess up when I wrap my mug. Trying to trim super close without actually messing it up. And we'll secure it in place with tape too. But at least this way we know that we are good to go. Oh yes, that's a great point, Kayla. Thank you for pointing that out. You can actually get a plain template in Cricut Design Space if you don't want to use Jennifer Makers. You will find that right in Design Space. So it's super, super easy to find. And then you can design your own template. So the way that I designed this one is I actually sliced it out because I wanted a little bit more color in my Infusible ink. And I think you guys will see what I mean here in just a minute. I'm cutting around these little handles because, like I said, I don't want a ton of excess carrier sheet. So I'll start weeding one side with my pin pen like this. And you'll see a little design start to form. And this is the reason that I used Jennifer Maker's template, because I thought this was a really neat pattern on the edge. I really like, with my all the hearts and the hearts in my logo, I really wanted the hearts to be obvious in this design. So Jennifer Maker has these really cute little, I don't know what you call it, I guess templates, where you can make the sides look like hearts like this, and then you can create your design inside the template if you want. But you can also get a plain template. You can also get templates with different edges. You don't have to get the hearts. I just thought that the hearts were particularly fitting in this situation, and that's why I grabbed them. It looks like I'm missing a little tiny heart right there. So let's see if I, oh, yep, I see it right here. See if I can find it. And it should just stick right back on the carrier sheet. There we go. Yes, and I don't think you have to have, Ruth says you don't have to have Cricut access to get access to the template, which is even better. So that's good if you guys don't have access. But I have access and I love it. But I understand if you don't. I did not have Cricut access for like the first, I don't know, long time before I actually bought it. But now I use it all the time now that I have it. All right. So I'm just peeling this away. It's a lot like, honestly, guys, it's a lot like weeding cardstock is kind of what it feels like. And essentially what Infusible Ink is it's basically pre-printed sublimation sheets, and you just cut your design out of it. So that's the way that that works, in case you guys are unfamiliar with sublimation. In case you guys did not see my live on Facebook, I just bought a sublimation printer last week, and my ink is supposed to be here tonight or tomorrow. And I am so excited to learn about sublimation and playing with it and teaching you guys about it, because I am so pumped at all of the possibilities. So that'll be coming down the pike here soon as well. Okay. I think I'm going to leave that piece off because it's so tiny. So the reason that I said I wanted more color out of this design is because I basically sliced or attached my text over top of the template, because I wanted all the background to have a lot of ink on it, if that makes sense. You can also just use like hold on, let me think about the words. You can also, if you don't want as much color as this, you can just put words on your template, and then you can just you could peel away the rest of this ink and just leave the words behind, just like you normally would with vinyl. So it just kind of depends on the approach that you want to take. Like I said, like my mugs to be more colorful, so I took the opposite approach and sliced mine, but you don't have to do that. Another really amazing thing about working with Infusible Ink or any sublimation is that the sheet gets a lot, or not the sheet necessarily, but the print gets a lot brighter after you press it. So I know right now it looks kind of bright, but I don't know. At the same time, it looks pretty dull. So it's going to get way brighter after we slice it out. So I've got all the hearts in cursive on this side, and this is one of the new fonts that I showed off in my bundle yesterday. So if you guys want to go grab this Sweetness font, you can get it from the the Creative Fabrica bundle that I shared yesterday for $8. This is the Sweetness font. It's so stinking cute. Ooh, Shay wants to know what printer I have. So the printer that I bought from 143 is the Epson ST2000, and it's basically exactly the same as the Epson Workforce Pro, or sorry, it is a Workforce Pro, but It's the same as the Epson Inco tanks that you'll hear people talking about. The ST is just the commercial version of an Eco tank. So it's an Epson Eco tank printer essentially. But I got the 2000 because I discovered that the only difference between the 2000 and the 4000 is that the 2000 does not fax and the 4000 does. And DIY Alex is not planning on faxing anyone. So I bought the 2000 because I thought that that was the best model for me. Thanks, Kayla. Yeah, that's my affiliate link if you guys want to check out that Creed Fabrica bundle. And yes, you guys are making a great point in the comments. You always want to make sure to mirror your design because we are going to wrap, now you guys can kind of see my design a little bit better. We are going to wrap this all the way around the mug. That's why you want to mirror, similar to kind of how you do with HTV, except obviously sublimation's a little bit different, but same concept with mirroring your HTV. So this is what my design looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and get my mug out. I'll go ahead and zoom you guys out a little bit so that you can see better. There we go. And I'm going to be using one of the 12-ounce Cricut mugs because I bought a ton of mugs when they launched. But if you guys want to grab your mugs from 143, 143 launched mugs that are compatible with the Cricut Mug Press. So I'm really excited to restock from there. Like I said, this is the 12-ounce mug because that's the template that I used. So you do want to pay attention to that. And I got to drink out of one of my new Infusible Ink mugs, and it literally was so exciting. So I cannot wait to make a billion more. I'm so pumped. Okay. How do you open this plastic? I don't want to drop my mug out the side, but maybe I have to cut it. Yeah. All right. We're going to cut it. Thanks, Tammy. I think it's going to be really cute. I felt like I should do a brand project since we were doing the logo launch party. Felt like that was necessary. All right. Let's stop for a wine break. And then we'll get back to our regular content here in just a moment. All right. So now that I have my mug outside of my wrapping, I'm going to go ahead and use a lint roller and get off any dust or dirt that may be left behind. That's a great thing to do anytime you're working with sublimation. It's a good idea to lint roll any product that you're working with, whether it's a shirt or a mug or anything. And this just ensures that you get anything that's left over off of it. You want to try not to touch it if you can help it after you do that. But we won't worry too much about being perfect. All right, so I'll set this aside. I grabbed this from Dollar Tree, so if you guys don't have a lint roller laying around, I actually just went ahead and bought one to keep upstairs here with my Cricut, so I don't have to worry about going and grabbing one from my laundry room every time I want one. Kayla has like 50 blank mugs now. I know, sis, me too, I got a million. Corey says everyone should have a wine break. I agree, Corey. I'm with you. I think everyone always has time for a mug break. That is a great question, Misty. She said, what's the difference between the Cricut Mug Press and a mug press that comes with one of those big swing presses on Amazon? So, Misty, for one thing, the difference is the brand, obviously, Cricut, versus one of the off-brand ones. And there's a few subtle product differences. Essentially, they do the same thing. One of the things that you want to keep in mind with the Cricut Mug Press is that it is a little bit limited with the size of mugs that you can use in it. So you can only use the straight-walled mugs, and they have to be between 12 and 15 ounces in order to use them in the Cricut Mug Press. Now, I have seen some videos, and I'm going to do some experimentation too, where people are using some different mugs that are not Cricut blanks in the mug press, but it is a little bit more limited than a press you would buy on Amazon. However, it looks to me like it would be a lot easier to burn yourself on the traditional mug presses that you would find with a swing away heat press. So you have to think about factors like safety, price point, and really just what works for you, because it depends. Mug presses have a lot of flexibility. So I don't know if I'm going to do this any justice trying to explain it, but I played with this before because at 143, they carry an 8-in-1 swing away. And in case you guys don't know, I used to work for 143, and so I've played with the mug press. And it does have some different metal wraps that you can switch in and out of the mug press to allow you to do straight walled tumblers, tapered tumblers, the ones that go like this, and some different things like that. So those in particular have some different options, but I don't know that every mug press has options for different styles of tumbler. Does that make sense at all? So that's something to keep in mind. It's really just something that you're going to want to research. And the biggest factor is going to be, what kind of mugs do I want to make? Am I satisfied mostly making straight walled coffee mugs with the Cricut Mug Press? Or do I want to be able to do, you know, skinny tumblers and different things like that? So just keep that in mind when you're choosing an option for you. Yay, Audrey. I'm so excited that you're here. I wanted to do a little bit of a later live for you guys because I know that for those of you who work a full-time job, it's definitely challenging to get to a live. So I'm really glad that you're here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trim a little bit of this away. I can see where my Cricut cut into the backing of my sheet. And I'm actually just going to follow that so that I don't end up with a ton of extra carrier sheet. And I'll show you why that matters when we wrap up the tumbler. Or sorry, not the tumbler, the mug. It makes it a little bit easier when you're pulling it around the sides. Okay, good, Misty. I'm glad that makes sense. Sometimes without something in front of me, it's really, really hard to know if like what I'm saying makes any sense at all, or if you guys are just like, lady, you are crazy. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and wrap the design around the tumbler. So whenever you do sublimation, you always want the ink to be facing the product. So I'm going to be having the ink go up to my mug. Whoops, hold on, got to turn that baby back on. Don't get mad. Okay. Yes, welcome, Audrey. I'm glad that you're here. All right, so I'm going to basically, or at least here's what I found to be the easiest. I'm going to try to line my hearts up over here on this edge first, and then I'm going to wrap it around the other side. So another reason why this carrier sheet is helpful, because if you look at where the Cricut, I know you guys can't see that well, but if you can see where the Cricut cut the carrier sheet, and this little flap is intended to go underneath the handle of the mug. So if you kind of line it up using the transfer sheet, that does make it like a hair easier. Like, okay, that's where the sheet stops, and so that's where I'm going to put it up to the handle. And then I'm going to secure it on this side. And I may have to rewrap it a couple times. I definitely won't necessarily get it right on the first try, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, I can already see that I'm a little bit high right here. I'll zoom you all in so you can see what I'm talking about. So I can already see that I'm a little bit high on this side. So I'm going to unstick it and reline it up like that. Okay. So I think that's a little bit of a better start, and so I'm just going to slowly wrap it. I said slowly and then I didn't go very slow. I'm going to gently wrap it around the other side and try to line it up on this side. But even if we don't get it perfect, I am going to use the heat tape, so that should help. Okay. Let's see how we're looking if I secure it down like this. It looks pretty even along the bottom. Okay, but now we've got a little bit of a bubble here in our carrier sheet. So I'm going to kind of unstick this side and open up this one so that I can adjust it. When I saw a bunch of videos about the mug press come out, they made it look so easy. But I have found that though it's not super difficult, it's definitely not as easy as the videos made it look, in my opinion. Okay. So now we're looking a lot better, at least along the sides. And this is where the majority of our carrier sheet is. So we want to try to get this area the best contact that it can. And I am more concerned about the bottom being even, pardon me, than the top, because this is going to be the part actually sitting down in the press. So I want the bottom to be more even, but I'm not as worried about the top carrier sheet kind of sticking out a little bit. Actually, I can kind of pull along those lines. That's the area where my maker tried to cut that off for me. But it doesn't really matter, I don't think. We'll find out if it matters, won't we? Kayla said, where's your Play-Doh? I know. You can stick it really well you can use Play-Doh to stick your stuff down really well. But I don't know that I would do that with sublimation because you might end up messing up your mug and getting some residue on there, but that is a great strategy. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is secure some of my transfer paper on using heat tape. I went ahead and bought the Cricut heat tape, but you don't necessarily need Cricut brand. You can buy heat tape on Amazon, actually super cheap. But heat tape is definitely a good thing to have because it just makes things a lot easier. That way that you know for sure that your mug is going to, your transfer sheet is going to really stay well in place. So I'm just going to cut this apart in a few different pieces. My tape's gonna roll away. And we'll get this party started too. All right, so I'm gonna start with the bottom and I'm just gonna pick a few different pieces or a few different areas and kind of stick it down like this. And that's just gonna keep it in line on the bottom. Another thing that people have mentioned to me, and I could totally see myself doing this, is make sure that when you put the design on, that you have it right side up with the mug. So make sure that your design is not upside down. Make sure that it's in line with the top of the mug facing the design, because I've seen some people do it upside down. Hey Lisa, I'm so glad that you're here. Everyone say hi to Lisa from Lala Creates Co. She's amazing. So much fun. All right. And now I'm going to secure this little area underneath the handle. And the reason I don't want to put anything over the hearts is because I don't want to get any discoloration from the tape. So I'm just going to take my last piece of tape and I'm going to stick it right here and try to secure those pieces. Well, actually, I lied. I'm going to peel it off and maybe go sideways. That way I can definitely get the transfer sheets in both of those areas and then secure them to the bottom. Well, okay guys, we might have to take a little bit of a risk because I see that near the hearts, there's a little bit of extra room on the carrier sheet and I don't want there to be bad contact. So I might take a risk of discoloration and put some tape there on the bottom. But I do know that putting tape over top of the infusible ink can cause a little bit of discoloration. So I don't know if that will happen or not, but hey, that's okay. We'll mess up my mug so that you guys will know what to do when you make yours. How's that? All right, so I'm going to cut my piece of tape in half and then put this right here. All right, so I've got tape most of the way around the bottom and I'm going to call that good. I'm not going to get too wild with any tape around the top because the way that I see it, and I could be incorrect about this, but the way that I see it is the top obviously has this little bit of a lip that curls around the front. And the mug press is pretty tight when it grabs the mugs in. So I'm thinking that all of my infusible ink should bend in with the lip of the mug, okay? And that's why I'm not going to put any tape on there. So I might be proven wrong. I don't really know. Uh-oh. You guys, I see something. So do you see on that second L how the the infusible ink is flipped around and it's probably not going to transfer? Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to take off some of my tape, which I hate to do, but I really want this mug to look good. Kathy said, can you use these sheets on non-Cricut brand mug press? Yes, Kathy, you can. The only trick is that these do have to be, in order for the infusible ink to work, it does have to be a polyester coated mug. So it can't just be like a mug from Dollar Tree. It has to be a sublimation friendly mug. But yes, you can use these on sublimation friendly mugs that are not Cricut brand mugs. Yes, so this is what I was talking about, guys. You can get this template from jennifermaker.com. It's a little bit crazy to find it in her library because she offers so many amazing things, but you can find it free in her library. That's where I found this template. So full credit to Jennifer Maker for that because I love this. Oh no, you guys, now we're just making it worse. I'm ripping the carrier sheet. Oh, okay. We're going to give this a try, but if I make it too difficult, we're just going to go for it, okay? Let's see what we get out of this. Oh no, I'm shredding it. I give up. So what I see is that I can see the color in the second L, which means the infusible ink is flipped around. So it will probably just look like it won't have a little gap in between the L. But I don't want to shred my whole carrier sheet and mess it up. So it's not worth it to me. We're going for it. Yes, Corey, you can use heat tape. Now, it depends on the context that you're talking about, but yes, heat tape is super useful when it comes to HTV that wants to be a little rebel and doesn't stick. But I keep heat tape on hand because I just think it's a great thing to have in general. So I have had heat tape as long as I've had my heat press, and I don't use it all the time, but it is really, really nice to have. If you guys have ever seen my tutorial on creating hats without using a hat press, you can use heat tape with hats. You can use it to make like beach hats and secure glitter HTV on it and everything. Okay, so without messing things up, we're going to go ahead and put this baby in the mug press. So here's our mug press all fully heated up. And I am going to insert this into the mug press with the handle sticking out. But I am going to turn it a little bit because I want to make sure that all of my hearts are covered by the mint part that has the heat plates. So I'm going to turn my handle all the way against the body so that as this part comes around the other side, it has all of my design encapsulated in there. So I hope that makes sense. But you want to make sure that you do that so that things don't get messy and you don't get any ghosting or anything from your sublimation. Kayla said, it'll be a unique kind of mug. You better believe it will. Exactly. Yes, exactly, Corey. So yeah, if you're struggling, definitely, girlfriend, grab you some heat tape because honestly, I have some in my Amazon store if you want to grab it. But if you click or if you type into Amazon heat resistant tape, you can use any of that. Or if you're at Michael's and you want to grab some heat resistant tape that's Cricut brand, it works the same way. Ooh, that's a good tip, Lisa. Lisa is a sublimation master, so definitely take some tips from her. She said, I really like the Cricut heat tape better than the other gold ones that some people use. And that's interesting because that's the stuff that I have. So maybe this is a better quality heat tape. I don't know. Good to know, Lisa. And if you're already going to somewhere like Michael's, they carry all this in the Cricut aisle now. So that would be a really easy way to get a hold of some if you don't want to wait. Because I've had people ask me before, and I've never seen heat tape in any store other than the Cricut brand. So what we're going to do, in case you guys have never worked with the Cricut Mug Press, I'll switch you guys over there again. What we're waiting for is for the dots to get all the way over here, and then the Cricut Mug Press will let us know that it's finished. So we're going to wait a couple minutes. I want to say people have said it takes around, 5 or 6 minutes or something like that total. So it's a little bit longer than the average sublimation mug. But one of the neat things that I have found about this is that, or I have not found, they say about this, is that it auto detects the temperature and time that you need. So you don't have to put anything into the press, which I think is really, really cool. Thank you, Kayla. Kayla dropped my Amazon store. If you guys want to check that out, you are more than welcome to. I try to keep it updated with everything that I bought from Amazon recently. Another promise that I make to you is that virtually everything in my Amazon store, I have purchased myself. So it's all stuff that I know is really good and I know is great to use with crafting. I basically just go through my orders every couple of months and add everything that I have used. Oh, Kayla said 3 to 4 minutes, so maybe it's a little faster. I don't know. You know, I kind of wonder, though, if it has to do with the temperature of your mug when you get started. Since it's auto-detecting your temperature, I bet if you have a warmer mug, it doesn't take as long. But if you have like a cool or a cold mug, it takes longer. I don't know. I'll have to time it. But I like the dot system because that makes sense to me. And you don't have to guess on your settings, which is cool, too. But so that's another... Misty, was it you asking about the difference between a mug press and the Cricut Mug Press? So another interesting thing to keep in mind is that with a mug press, you have, or a traditional mug press that's not Cricut, you have more control over your time and set and like temperature setting, whereas the Cricut auto detects for you, which can be really great. However, you don't have control if you were to use like a different blank in the mug press. So something to keep in mind. Okay, you guys, I just realized I did not bring my mat over here. Pardon me, my Easy Press mat. So I'm gonna unplug my microphone. Sorry if there's any noise. I'm gonna run over and grab my mat because I have to have something to put this on. So hang on. All right. I always slide now because if you guys have not followed me very long, I just a few weeks ago redid my entire craft room. So now I have laminate flooring instead of carpet in here, and now I slide everywhere. Okay, now room. Irma said, I made 4 mugs with the Cricut Mug Press with no problem. They came out great. Well, good, Irma. I'm glad. And I think it's a good product. Obviously, it's a little bit limited with what it can do because you do have some more options with a regular mug press. But, you know, it's kind of one of those things. It's just to each their own, whatever you think is going to be a good fit for you. I like the simplicity of this. I like the way it looks. I think it's pretty. And I think there's some good things about it. But I also see a lot of merits to a regular mug press. So, just kind of depends, you know? We're almost there. The last dot is blinking. Oh, there we go. All right. I'm going to take you guys over to overhead. And when all these dots are blinking, I know that I can open up my lever, which is this piece right here. And then I'm going to very gently lift my mug out of my mug press and put it on my Easy Press pillow. You can Easy Press pillow. Easy Press pad. You can also use a pressing pillow. I mean, you can use whatever you want. It's just super hot. So you want to make sure that you don't burn your table whenever you take it out. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my mug press off since that's the only mug we're going to do tonight. And we'll wait a few minutes for this to cool. And then we will be ready to roll, my friends. Isn't that cool, Amanda? I know. It's so neat. And you guys are going to be so shocked because it is so much brighter because it's sublimation ink. It's so much brighter than the original ink sheet. So you guys are going to freak out when you see how bright this mug is compared to the way the sheet looked. Good, Misty. She said, thank you so much. You cleared up a lot of questions. Well, I'm so happy I could do that for you, Misty. You're welcome. Aunt Vina's gift said, Cricut is going to have to come out with more stuff for the mug press. I agree. And I don't think that will be a problem. I think it's a great upsell for them. So I definitely think that they will be coming out with more. Ooh, Claudia, good question. She said, what's the height in your work table? What size / table desk do you recommend? So this is it's such a weird name because it's an IKEA desk. It's the sit stand. I think it's like Skitar, I don't remember. It starts with an S. It's an IKEA sit stand desk. And if you Google IKEA sit stand desk, that's what I have. So I don't know what height it is because I can change it. So earlier today it was at a standing height and now it's at a sitting height. I really like having an adjustable table because that just makes it a lot easier for depending on what my mood is and how I want to work. But I know that I have the bigger of the two tables. Let me just Google it really quick since we're waiting on this to cool, and I will tell you, Claudia. IKEA sit stand desk. And this is not the electric one. It's the one that you just do yourself. Skarsta, I think is what it's called. And I have the big boy. I think this is it. 63.5 by 31.5. That sounds about right. I think so. Yeah, pardon me. So yes, I have this 63-inch Skarsta sit stand desk. I will put it in the comments here in just a second. There's also the Skarsta sit stand desk that's 47.25 inches. So really, Claudia, it's really just whatever you have space for. I think that bigger is always better when it comes to craft spaces, but it's totally whatever you have space for because I am blessed to have a nice big room that I can craft with. But not everybody does. So really just whatever works for you. Yeah, there we go. So there's the IKEA. Uh-oh, friends. I might have to take another field trip because my laptop is dying. Amanda says, I hope one day I can get a Cricut. I hope you can too, Amanda. That's so exciting. You're welcome, Claudia. And also, guys, hold on. I'll go on this rant in just a second. Let me go grab my power cord for my laptop. So I'm going to take another field trip. I will be right back. And then I'll go on the rant I'm about to go on. It's a good. Hang on. Also going to shut my window so my neighbors don't watch me go live with you guys. Oh, that's why, because this was unplugged earlier. I thought that it wasn't. No wonder it has no charge. Sorry guys if you're seeing an unflattering angle there. You can't let the laptop die because that's how I'm seeing all your comments. Okay. So, let me plug this little friend back into my iPad. This takes about 15 minutes or so. I started out with a 6-foot folding table that I got from Walmart. So I was able to upgrade my craft room and do all these things kind of slowly but surely over time. But I guess I just want to say, if you guys haven't been following me for like basically my whole journey, things have changed a lot for me. And I know sometimes people like me on the internet make everything look easy or make everything look like it just happened. Like I just happened to have this beautiful craft room that I spent so much time designing. And honestly, I invested a lot of money into this room as well, but that's not how it started. In fact, even before my 6-foot folding table from Walmart, I crafted for my wedding in the corner of my parents' basement. I used their pool table as a table on occasion, but most of the time I had a corner of the basement and I sat on the floor. And that's how I learned how to use my Cricut, and I had no problems about that at the time. So the reason I say all that is because, Claudia, I want you guys to get whatever works for you and what makes the most sense for you, but understand that it's okay if it's not aesthetically pleasing. It's okay if it's not perfect or exactly what you hope it will be, because you never know what it could turn into. I had no idea a couple of years ago when I bought my Cricut. I bought the original Explorer Air on sale on Black Friday. I had no idea that this was going to turn into my job one day. And I had no idea that I would ever have a craft room. And like when I bought this house, I was looking for my perfect craft room. And that's one of the, well, I love this house anyways, but there's a lot of reasons. When I walked through this house, I was like, this is my craft room. But not everybody has that kind of privilege. And I guess I just want to acknowledge that, because I know it's really easy for it to seem like everything just happened that way. Does that make sense? Maybe it's the wine talking. I don't know. But I think it's really, really easy of an impression to get from people. And I really don't want you guys to think that this just happened overnight for me. Do you know what I mean? Cassie said, I just discovered your YouTube last night and I'm hooked. Or maybe it's Casey. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for watching and hanging out. I'm so glad that I got to catch you live already. Yes, Amanda has been sending me pictures. She said, I have a mini craft space. I ripped out my bathtub and that's where I have my craft room. It's still a process, not done yet. Yeah, that's awesome, Amanda. And I'm so glad that you're able to find a space for yourself. Claudia said, makes sense. I need a table to use as a craft table and home office. Yeah, Claudia, I have been really happy with this table. And I went from the bigger size from the very beginning because I just felt like I'm always running out of space. So in the practical sense, I think that bigger is better if you can, just because you have more space to move your stuff around. Like if you guys could only see the whole view of this table, there's literally stuff everywhere. So I think it's always a good idea. Lisa said, yes, love that, Alex. I started with a 4-tray rolling cart and the floor, and 4 years later, I'm finally able to have a craft room. Yes, exactly. And all of it started as a process. Mandy said, yes, once my craft room is done, I will be able to get the heat press. Yay. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, she says, I love your new craft room. Your mom did awesome with the painting. Yes, my mom was here painting this whole room. My mom is like she would deny it, but she's basically a professional painter because she's been painting since she says I was born, because kids make you broke and you can't afford painters. She was nicer about it than that, but that's exactly what she said in the little interview I did with her on Facebook. So go check that out if you want to hear what she said. She did that, and then my husband and my father-in-law double teamed putting in the laminate flooring. So we ripped up the carpet and put down laminate floor. And the reason that I made that decision is because we're getting new carpet in our whole house anyway, but I have a lot of trouble keeping it's still pretty hot. I have trouble keeping my craft room carpet clean when I had it because I was constantly getting vinyl and glitter and all that stuff stuck in the carpet. And no matter how much I vacuumed and tried to keep it clean, it just never stayed clean. So whenever we were talking about redoing our house and what it was going to look like, I had this crazy idea to get laminate in just this room. And honestly, guys, at the time, it was totally just like a dream out loud. It was not something I was super serious about. But when we started pricing it, it just made a lot more sense. Now, it did end up being a little bit more expensive than the carpet we're going to be buying, but because this is a business for me, I am able to use that as a business expense. So we were able to subtract this whole room of square footage for the carpet we're going to buy for the rest of our house. And so from a personal sense, it saved us money because I paid for the laminate using my business. Does that make sense? That's kind of how I led to the conclusion to do this. And then I ended up like literally being obsessed with it. But it was totally just something I just threw out to my husband. I was like kind of snickering because I thought it was just this crazy idea I had, but I didn't really even expect it to happen, to be honest with you. So I feel so blessed. Oh, thanks, Tori. Yeah, I have an awesome, super blessed whole DIY family. We just DIY in different ways. Oh, yeah. Designing chick totally gets that. Just bought a condo in my basement as my craft room. Heck yeah. That's amazing. Tori said, I think my whole house is my craft room. Kidding, but not really. Yeah. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I got stuff all over my poor parents' house. The whole basement kind of became my wedding crafting space when when I was planning my wedding and trying to work on stuff. But they were really gracious with me, but they did occasionally be like, hey man, you got to contain that to a corner when you're not working on it. Kayla says, I have 3 6-foot folding tables, but that works for me. It's not beautiful, but it's functional. It's my space. Exactly. It is totally just, you just got to work with what you have. And I guess that's a 1-sentence summary for something that I took a little bit longer and half a glass of wine to say to you. I guess I just feel like sometimes we set ourselves up for unrealistic expectations, and I don't want you guys to think that I just tripped and fell and stumbled into this craft room. It took love and time and sweat equity to get this the way that it is. And honestly, if I didn't have my father-in-law and my husband to work on this floor, I don't know that I could have afforded it because of how expensive it is to pay someone to put that down for you. There's a lot that we have been able to do a little bit the cheaper way around so that it was able to work for my budget. And a lot of this was slow. If you guys have watched, I need to put everything together because I have footage from like the day we moved in here when my father-in-law carried my heat press up the stairs, and I used to have all of my HTV in an over-the-door hanger that used to hang on the back of my closet door. Like, I have footage from carrying all that into this house, and when I had grocery bags stacked along that wall and to where it is now, it's just amazing to see the transformation. But it has been 2 years, lots of time, lots of research, lots of budgeting in the making. Hey, yeah, big storage unit works too. I've also heard a lot of people using like she sheds and stuff like that for, I can't tell if this is really just hot or if it's just like, I don't know if it's any hotter than it would be with my coffee. It's getting there. Still a little too warm for me to take that off. And by the way, when you remove this from your mug press, all you're waiting for is, all you're waiting for is it to be cool to the touch. You don't have to let it cool down to completely room temperature. You'll hear people say that because they don't want you to burn yourself. But in reality, as soon as it gets to how hot you can stand it, you can peel that off. You're not going to hurt anything. Yeah, Kayla said, white, beautiful craft rooms. I'd be too afraid to craft. I agree. Well, honestly, guys, and I know you can't see that. but this table has stuff all over it. I have epoxy drips that look like spills. I have chips in my table. I have glitter stuck to my table. So basically the only thing that I have in here that's white that I work on top of is this table. But there's stuff all over it. And that's one of the reasons why I keep this Cricut self-healing mat over top of it. And the only reason I like this mat is because it has this pretty side on one side. You guys can't see what I'm tapping. It has this pretty pink side on one side, and then it has a dark gray grid on the other side. And I like using it for my videos, but any self-healing mat will work. And I'll tell you guys, no matter what table you have or what space you have, if you can work on top of a self-healing mat, it is going to be a game changer for you, because I would have saved myself so much mess if I had crafted on a self-healing mat the entire time. And I had no idea. Like when I had my 6-foot black folding table, it had like that texture of a cooler almost. It was very bumpy. And I wish I would have known about grabbing something like this, because it drove me crazy to constantly write on top of that texture. And I just had no idea that the stuff like this existed. Like, I did not grow up in a crafty family. My mom's incredible, but she's not a crafty lady. So I really dove into this world, and like 80% probably of what I learned came from Facebook. And then the rest of it came, well, that's not true. Probably 60% of what I know came from Facebook. And then 40% came from YouTube, and then just experimenting in between. So I didn't know stuff like self-healing mats was a thing. Do you know what I mean? I just never knew. Totally a worth it investment though. You can even buy them in the craft aisle at Walmart. Like, they don't have to be pretty like this one. Rebecca wants to know what my favorite epoxy brand is. Good question, Rebecca. So if you are brand new to epoxy and tumblers and all that stuff, I recommend, I recommend starting with Alumilite, which is also, the brand of that is Amazing Clear Cast. If you are brand new to epoxy, I think that Alumilite is by far the easiest one to get started with. And then once you try that, and you get a feel for it and you see how it works in your area, then you may want to consider trying some other brands, but that's where I would get started. You have to keep in mind that there are other factors other than just brand when it comes to epoxy. It depends on the temperature that you are using it, like the environment you're using it in, the humidity, the time of year, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I say try this basic brand, see how it works for where you live, and then you can see if you need to adjust, because I didn't try any other brands for like a year because I just didn't think I needed to. Oh yeah, Laura has this mat in purple. So funny story, guys. If you watch my live, Kayla, what was I making? I was making something for my mystery box. I actually forgot my Easy Press mat underneath my Easy Press, and I put a huge gouge in my self-healing mat because I burned it. And I ended up having to try to buy a new one of these, but I found out that Cricut is clearancing these out, and I literally freaked out. Like, I yelled, and my husband from the other room was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And I was like, the pink self-healing mats that I've been using for 2 years are like, they're going away, they're clearancing them out, and I can't find them anywhere. So I ordered them from Joann's, and I bought 3 of them. So I have this one, and I have 2 more backups underneath my heat press table waiting in case I mess them up. And then we even cut this one apart and repurposed it over there on my epoxy table. So now I have a matching pink mat with a nice tape line down the center, because it sits on my epoxy cabinet to protect my epoxy. Ooh. Rebecca wants to know if I like alcohol or glitter better. Well, do you mean alcohol that you drink or alcohol inks? No, I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. I would say I probably have to prefer glitter, but that's just an aesthetic thing. Really, they're both great to have when crafting, and I have a bunch of alcohol ink and I have a bunch of glitter. So really, it just depends on what you like. Yes, Casey, good question. Is it Casey or Cassie? You'll have to tell me what the correct pronunciation of your name is, because I don't want to get it wrong. I had a friend named Casey in high school, and she spelled her name like you, and she would go nuts when people would call her Cassie. So maybe I just have that stuck in my mind. That's a great question. She said, are there any other websites that sell rhinestone mixes? I looked on Auntie Tay last night, but the mixes are sold out. I know, and I love Auntie Tay's rhinestones, but I know that has been an issue for her. So I recently found a new business that I love. It's called Royal Glitz. Is it Royal Glitz Rhinestones? Royal Glitz Bling. I found them on TikTok. They're on TikTok and Instagram. And it's this lady, I can't think of her name, but she is literally so sweet. So if you want to check out some new rhinestones, I recommend Royal Glitz. They're amazing, and they have pearl mixes, they have rhinestone mixes. In fact, they have 3 different types of rhinestones, and I didn't even know that existed. I didn't even know there were multiple types of rhinestones. So definitely recommend that website. Because she ships super fast. Like, she's so cool. EJ said, I've been wanting a self-healing mat, and I'm so glad you are talking about them. Absolutely. Totally worth an investment. Like I said, I mean, if you don't like care about having a pretty one, these are a little more expensive from Cricut if you get them double-sided, but you can literally just buy them at Walmart, and they'll save your surface. Even if it's just your kitchen table. Save you a big mess. Okay, she said Casey, exactly. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad I know. Thanks for joining us, Casey, and I hope that helps. Yeah, Kayla said, what was I making when I burned my mat? I think it was the wine bag, Kayla, because I didn't have that much HTV in that mystery box. Yeah, yep. It was the wine bag because there was also the day I did the koozie, though. The skinny can cooler, the navy one. But I'm pretty sure it was the wine bag, yeah. So, also, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you guys that, but here, not too long from now, I think you might want to watch on the 143 page for a little box of stuff that I am working on. So, hint, hint, but I won't tell you when exactly. But yeah, I did a mystery box back in January, and it was really, really fun. So if you guys want to craft along with us, definitely make sure you grab one. Okay, I'm thinking this is cool enough. It just feels like it feels hot enough, like hot coffee's in this mug. So we're going to open this baby up and see what it looks like. All right. So first I'm going to grab the tape. Oh, I'm going to put you guys over on my, Nope. Okay, there's the overhead camera. I'm gonna put you guys on overhead. Oh yeah, and I forgot to use my cute little thing. Look how cute that is, guys. Fancy. DIY Alex logo launch party. But now it's in our way, so I'm gonna turn it off. Kayla said she's gonna turn on her laptop to find out. Yeah, man, it's gonna be so fun. I'm really, really excited. I can't tell you guys any details, also because I'm still working the details out, so I don't have them all yet. But I'm just telling you, it's going to be a good time. So, we'll start with peeling off all this tape and hope that I don't mess up my nails. And then we will do the big reveal. Hey, Misty, she said, what is 143? Great question. So 143 Vinyl is a website, 143vinyl.com. I highly recommend you check it out for your vinyl, your blanks, all that kind of stuff. They have amazing products. I actually worked there for a little over 2 years. So 143, I'm a little biased, has a special place in my heart. But they also have really, really great prices, great customer service, and fast shipping. So they're a great website to get to know. I also recommend joining their Facebook group, which is actually linked in the description of my video. So definitely get plugged in there if you are new, because you will love it. I just left my job there about 3 months ago, so I still know a lot of the staff, and I'm still close to a lot of them. So in fact, I will be going live over on their page on Thursday with my old boss, Heather, and it's always fun. We call ourselves the Hot Mess Express because we are totally a hot mess, and it's a blast. All right. Okay, guys, give me a drum roll for this one because we got to pull this paper off and see how pretty it is. Ready? I won't do that too loud to the microphone and burst your guys' eardrums, but I hope it's as pretty as it seems. I love this Infusible Ink sheet. I love the color splash ones. Oh, you guys, I can see a heart and it looks so good. Okay, are you ready? All right, I'm going to peel from this side if I can get this stupid paper off. Okay. There we go. Okay, friends. You ready to do this thing? Oh, look how pretty. And at this point, it doesn't matter how it comes off. Oh, you guys, it looks so good. DIY Alex on one side and all the hearts on the other. Oh, this is so fun. Look how bright it is. Yep, you guys see? That little L is missing its, its loop, but that's okay. It's just really, really unique. Look how pretty. Love, love, love. Look how bright those colors are, you guys. So let me show you a scrap of the Infusible ink sheet and show you what I mean about how bright they are. So here's an example of what the Infusible ink sheet looked like before we got started. And look how bright it is after it's sublimated. Like literally, that's so cool. And the hearts turned out so pretty, and even the top looks really good. So there's that lip I was telling you guys about. Basically, I mean, every ceramic mug has it because you don't want your lip to be sharp because you don't want it to cut your lip. But it turned out beautiful, and I didn't do any taping along the top. The other really, really neat thing about making mugs like this is that they are completely dishwasher and microwave safe, whereas you guys know if you've ever worked with vinyl, they are not dishwasher or microwave safe. So it's really great to make mugs like this and especially give them as gifts because you don't have to do any like... Have you guys ever done like a disclaimer on a gift? You're like, here's a gift, but don't do this and don't do that. Make sure you don't do this and make sure you don't do that. Nobody likes to receive a gift like that. So it's great to make these mugs because basically you can give them to anyone and they're not going to have to follow any special instructions. So here's another view. I can zoom in a little bit and show you guys. And you're also going to zoom in on my face. So hello. Here's what it looks like. It says all the hearts on one side. And then it has the DIY Alex logo on the other. And so if you guys want to grab these templates, the template that has like the heart cutout is from jennifermaker.com. You'll have to just Google like Cricut Mug Press templates or something, and I'm sure they'll come up. And then I just used, so this is my logo here on this side. This is my, whoops, sorry. There you go. This is the icon of my logo suite. And then this is a font called Sweetness that I just talked about in a video that I did yesterday if you want to go check it out. It's a part of a bundle on Creative Fabrica. And I just liked how chunky it was. I thought it would look really pretty with the contrast of the Infusible ink. Plus, Infusible ink is kind of hard to cut really, really fine. So I like using these thicker fonts because I just think they're easier to weed with Infusible ink. So that's why I chose that one. Plus I liked the little heart that I put on the end there. Thought it was so cute. But I am actually in love. Another thing that I have noticed with a lot of designs with this kind of stuff is that people are doing them double-sided. So when you look at your template, if I were you, I recommend doing your design twice if you can fit it on there. Thanks, Lisa. She said it turned out so cute. I know, Amanda, it's so cute. I love it. Linda said, had to step away for a minute. Did I miss something about another Alex mystery box? Well, Linda, you didn't miss it because I didn't really tell you. But let's say not too long from now, there is another mystery box coming. How about that? Soon, soon, soon. Oh my gosh, Tammy, you're right. The DIY Alex does look like the I Love Lucy logo. That's awesome. I never noticed that before. Well, this is my icon, so I'll be using it the least often, but that is hysterical. Okay, Kayla said that I burned my mat up when I was making the wine bag. I forgot to put my Cricut Easy Press underneath, or sorry, my Easy Press mat underneath my Easy Press when I pressed, and I made a huge divot in this mat. But see, good thing I had the mat under there because otherwise that would have been the surface of my table, and I literally probably would have had to get a new table as a result. So I'm glad I had it there. Thanks, guys. I know. Like, is that seriously? Tammy said it looks so professional. I know. Like, it literally, you could buy this in the store. Now, the only thing, okay, I'll give you guys, because you guys know I have a critique because, I mean, let's be honest, I always have a critique. So one thing I would like to do with these mugs is I would like to get the edges a little bit closer to the handle. That's the only thing that I find a little bit funky. And with the mug press, see, even when it's shut, it's not completely shut. So you have to be careful with how you design your mugs, because if you have a design that goes past where the mug press like grabs it, you're going to end up with some ghosting, which is basically just like I don't know, like a lighter area on your design, and you can see it obviously. So some things to keep in mind. I'm catching up on these comments. Tori wants to know, what kind of transfer paper / wrap did you use that is clear? Is that what is on the Infusible ink? Yeah, so Tori, when you buy the Infusible ink sheets, whether you buy the small sheets like this or whether you buy the full-size rolls, there's Infusible ink on one side and there's the plastic carrier sheet on the other, similar to what you would use with heat transfer vinyl. So it's already attached, and that's what makes it so easy. Awesome. Okay. Thank you guys. Jen, I will definitely be making some wedding designs. I want to design some that say, does this ring make me look engaged? Because that's such a popular saying for mugs. And I definitely want to make like some Mr. and Mrs. sets and stuff like that. So I have lots of ideas for ways that I'm going to turn this into lots of different fun stuff for weddings. And I'm so excited to give that a shot. Oh my gosh, I have so many ideas, you guys. Plus, I also like the idea, I don't know, I just think that this is a really cool direction. So I talked a little bit about this before, but I'm going to go in the direction of sublimation because I think that's the direction that the craft market's going to go. But even if you don't want to invest in a printer, because it is pricey, I won't even lie to you. Even the printer that I bought from 143 was about $300 before taxes. So, I mean, it's not a super cheap investment, but you can also use Infusible ink and pretty much do the same stuff that I'm about to do. Now, granted, of course, you're a little more limited with what you're able to use, but it's a great alternative if you don't want to invest in the printer. So I think it's going to be really, really neat going forward. So keep that in mind. Yes, Kayla, thank you so much. So if you guys check out the link that Kayla Norton just posted, that is my affiliate link to 143 Vinyl. And what that means is if you click that link before you start shopping at 143, I'll make a small commission off your purchase at no extra cost to you. So you never have to use my affiliate links, and I never want you guys to feel pressured, but I also want you guys to know that that's part of the reason why I promote as much as I do. Not only do I love their products and I love their sales and everything like that, with 100%, all of my heart, I love that stuff, but it also does help make me money and it supports what I do here. So if you'd like to use that, then I'd appreciate it, but you don't have to. And I post it regularly on my Facebook page and on my social media and all that kind of stuff. I also have been promising you guys for a long time, and I really do need to do it. I'm creating a page on my actual website that has all of my affiliate links listed so that you guys don't have to ask for them or hunt for them whenever you want to shop. Because I have affiliate links to Amazon. If you shop through my Amazon store, that's an affiliate link. I have affiliate links to designbundles.net, Creative Fabrica, 143, Third Degree Laser, lots and lots of different affiliate links that you can use and help support what I do here. So, oh, good, Jen, that's amazing. Congratulations, I'm excited for you. But yeah, definitely make sure that you keep checking back because, girl, listen, I got some ideas. I also have a DIY Bride Facebook group that I want you to join. I will drop it in the comments for you. And anyone else who is getting married or knows anyone who's getting married, we are having a ton of fun over there. Oh, you guys, I don't have my regular group in here. Darn it. Okay, hold on. Let me get y'all some links and then I'm going to pop off here for the night. But this is my DIY wedding Facebook group, if you want to join that, Jen. And then I also, a couple of months ago, I created a regular Facebook group that's not necessarily wedding heavy. So if you guys want to join, I know if you're like me, you're in like 200 Facebook groups. But if you want to join my group, I would love to have you guys over there. We're having a lot of fun in there. And I just love being a part of a community. That's another thing that I'll just go on a little, side note since we're already here. That's another thing that my branding really clarified for me, that not only do I love creating content for you guys, but another goal that I have is really creating a community out of our little crafty fam. I don't want to just put tutorials out there with you. I want to be like a group of internet friends. I want to be an internet family. I don't just want to be someone who just throws stuff out to you and calls it a day, because that's just not, I don't know, that's not a real friendship to me. And I really am genuinely interested in getting to know you guys and like literally being your friend, which I know might sound a little cheesy and maybe a little weird. I don't know, but that's important to me. And I think it makes it a lot more genuine and a lot more honest. And honestly, I think it makes it a lot more fun. Because I don't know about you, but I never say no to meeting new friends. I always think it's a great thing. And so, yeah, one of the ways that I do that is by having a few Facebook groups, including the All the Things Cricut and Crafty with DIY Alex. That's my general Facebook group that I just dropped in the comments, as well as my DIY Brides and Wedding Crafts Facebook group too. And I got some other plans, but I can't share those with you guys just yet. Oh, yep, and then Kayla grabbed my 3rd degree laser. Affiliate links if you guys want to buy acrylic blanks. So 143 carries acrylic blanks and they are great. No doubt about it. I use lots of them myself. However, if you were interested in getting into acrylic blank keychains and all of the magic that is acrylic blanks, I really recommend that you guys check out 3rd Degree Laser. They are amazing. They're another small business, just like 143. The owners are married and their names are Leah and Wes, and they are the sweetest people, you guys. So supporting them is just as worthy of a cause as supporting 143. But they have amazing decorator files that come with every single one of their blanks, whereas 143 doesn't have that for every single like acrylic blank that they sell. But 3rd Degree Laser has multiple design options for every single acrylic blank that they sell on their website, which I really, really love. And they are the ones who donated one of the prizes for this giveaway, the acrylic blank prize pack. So just keep that in mind, you know, when you're looking for different places to shop. I think that 3rd Degree Laser is another great place to check out. Corey said crafting and wine. I think we have to be family. I agree, Corey. And why would we not be? Do you know what I mean? Like, especially over the past year with the pandemic and everyone just being so stuck in their houses, like it's been such a lonely year for myself and I think for a lot of other people too. And so why would we just want to be like acquaintances when we could be a crafting family? Like that sounds way more fun to me. And I don't know about you guys, but even in my life, as supportive as my friends and family are, they're amazing. A lot of people don't understand what we do in this room. They don't understand the magic of Cricut and the magic of making themselves a dishwasher microwave safe mug. Like they just don't understand the excitement behind it all. And you guys do, and I get it too. And so I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be besties. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes. Ooh, Amanda just got into them recently. Good. Rebecca wants to know how you become part of the giveaways. So Rebecca, I advertise them on all of my social media. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and I talk all about them. And I actually did go live about this one a few days ago. So I try to keep you guys informed on YouTube as well. But if you want to be informed about future giveaways, I would definitely recommend following me on social media because that's where you'll see the best real-time updates. Oh, good, Amanda. She said, you're amazing and any questions I have. Well, I always try to help because I really do love connecting with you guys. And Lisa said, ooh, she said, can't wait to see all the amazing things you share, Alex. Thanks, Lisa. I'm so excited. Sublimation is literally so cool, and I cannot wait to keep going down that path. Yes, exactly. Oh, okay. Sooner, I don't know what your whole YouTube name is. She said, wait, what? I thought you worked at 143 Vinyl. Yes, I did. And I did for a little over 2 years. And I'm still an affiliate of 143 Vinyl and everything, but I did step away from my role on the marketing team to pursue DIY Alex full time. So there's definitely no hard feelings, nothing negative about them. I'm still a moderator in their Facebook group. This is just a dream that I had and I decided to pursue it. But I have to say, you guys, and this is a public thing to 143, so if you're from 143, I love you guys. 143 was incredibly kind to me for letting them know that I was stepping away to do DIY Alex full time. They were so supportive. Everyone on my team was like, Alex, anything we can do, we would love to support you. Like, they literally set me up with a mystery box right before I was about to leave 143. And I earn a lot of commission from mystery boxes when you look at the whole number. So it's a very helpful thing for me to do as well. But they literally set me up so that I would have that as I was stepping away from a full-time income in order to pursue this. And they were incredibly supportive of me. And no employer owes you that when you leave. Like, when you're telling them, hey, I'm gonna go pursue my dreams, they might be like, oh, that's great. Okay, well, bye. Not 143. You guys, they have been incredibly supportive, ready and willing to help me in any way, shape, or form. I called them because they're donating all of the DIY Alex patterns that one of you guys won. And they were like, absolutely, Alex, what do you want us to give away? What do you want us to donate? And they suggested the patterns, not me. So I just want to give another shout out to them because seriously, guys, they are an incredible company through and through. And I can say that because I saw the ins and outs of, the dynamics and everything, and I would still stand by them to this day. And I think it says a lot about both of us because, like I said, they were incredibly kind to me and they did not owe me that. Nobody does when you leave your employer. They do not owe you anything beyond a job. But they were incredibly kind to me. But the fact that I would still recommend them after working there, I think says a lot about the company, because a lot of times after you work somewhere, when you step away, you don't always like it anymore. You know what I mean? And I don't feel that way at all about 143. So I can really say that they're an amazing company. Yeah, like I guess I've probably never really talked about that publicly, but I feel so blessed to be a part of their team, and I was really blown away. I'm going to tear up literally by the kindness that they expressed to me when I told them I was going to leave, because I knew that what I was doing was risky, and I knew what I was doing would put them in a difficult position, and they were literally nothing but supportive of me. And so I can honestly say that they are worth supporting with your business because they're just a great company. And they, like any company, they make mistakes. Absolutely. That's just part of things sometimes, but they were so kind to me, and they didn't have to be that way. I was not expecting that, to be honest with you. As much as I know about the company and as much as I love them, I did not. There's a heart on my table and I can't pick it up because my nails won't let me. But anyway, I was not expecting them to be so kind to me when I left, but they were literally so supportive. And I asked them about becoming an affiliate because I used to manage the affiliate program there. And they were like, absolutely, we don't know what we would do without you being an affiliate. Like, without a doubt, please become an affiliate. And I was not even sure that that would be okay because, like I said, whenever you leave a job, like, you're leaving people in a tough spot, and I'm still very close with my team. I'm still very close with Heather and Laura and all the amazing marketing people and the people that have been promoted to take my position. I am so incredibly proud of because they are amazing. So it looks different than it did a few months ago, it always does whenever you have someone in a new role, but I'm just really impressed with the way that, the company is through and through. So yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, well, it has been almost 2 hours, and this has been literally the best time. So thank you for hanging out with me, especially if you've been here the whole time. That's nuts. Yes. Stephanie's been ordering from 143 for a year. Good. You go, girl. Yeah. But anyways, guys, I just want to, while I'm saying goodbye to you, I'm going to flash up the winners one last time. So here's the graphic of winners. Congratulations to all of you. I will be emailing you momentarily, and I need you to respond by email to me within 24 hours so that I can get a shipping address for you and send you your prize. But if I don't hear back from you within 24 hours, I will move on to the next winner. So please look out for my email. My email is DIYAlexVanover@gmail.com, and that's how I'm going to be emailing you. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This was literally so much fun. Thank you for making this a fun celebration with me because I wasn't really sure that you guys would care all that much about a new logo. But I wanted to make this into a party because I was really excited about it, and I hoped that you would be too. So thank you for celebrating with me and being an amazing crafty fam. I love you guys so much. All the hearts. And